This is not the 10 out of 10 hanger.
Oh, yes.
Let's see the 10 out of 10.
All right.
You might not have thought that luxury clothes hanger deal is a job that exists, but a few weeks ago in New York, I happened to meet Mr. William Wong of Arterton London, which is a store near Jermyn Street in London that specializes in garment care. And when I came to London a few weeks later on this trip, I knew I had to come by and learn the ins and outs of the nice clothes hanger. William, thank you for having me in Arterton.
No, it's good to see you, Nick.
We are going to work through the free clothes hanger you get at the dry cleaners to the $4 wooden hanger, all the way up to some pretty luxury clothes hangers at price points that you definitely did not know existed. Now, I am a pretty basic guy. I just wear mostly casual clothes all the time. I never really paid any attention to like the nice clothes hangers, but I have like some pretty nice like denim jackets. I left one in a wire hanger for a year and it has little fade spots here. And I didn't know that a bad clothes hanger can legit damage clothes, even casual ones that aren't structured. Why should I not use the free clothes hanger my dry cleaner gives me?
Yeah, so if you take a look at this hanger, and if you look top down, you can see it's quite thin. Now, the reason why you might damage garments like your denim jacket is denim naturally can be quite heavy. What's happening is you're putting it on a very thin wire hanger and it stretches out the cloth in specific spots. So it puts a lot of stress on the cloth itself. And over time, especially with denim, you can see a bit of markings and so on and so forth. So it's not great to use a wire hanger. Don't use a wire hanger. Sometimes I might argue that it's better to use no hanger at all than a wire hanger, just because the wire hanger can really damage it.
This is a step up from the free wire hanger.
Yes.
What is not great about it?
Okay, first of all, just look at the shape from the front. It's obviously not designed for a shirt or anything like a coat. Rather, it's more for, I believe, trousers. The velvet is testament to that. The velvet does play a role in giving a bit of friction and or grip for the trousers, such that when you put the trousers over it, it's not going to fall off. This is what I would use this for. I wouldn't use this on a shirt. I wouldn't use it on a coat.
$4 to $5 mark, the wooden hanger.
Yes.
I think a lot of people think this is as premium as hangers get. I was too before I came into the shop. What are the pros and cons of this hanger?
Okay, let's take a look at this hanger. So first off, it is wood. It is real wood, believe it or not. But looking top down, as you can see, it's still relatively flat. What you want a good hanger to do is emulate human curvature so that it provides support through your tailored clothing or your denim jackets and so on and so forth. This one doesn't have a trouser bar, so you can't put trousers on it. The other thing is, you know, it's quite flimsy, this one, so I can tell that it's screwed in rather than pneumatically punched in. This is very thin. It is steel, but it will bend with time and it's just not going to last forever. These are okay for shirts, but definitely not on anything that you might treasure. Definitely not on any suits, definitely not in any of your denim jackets.
Let's look at the more body-shaped ones.
Yes, I'll pass some over. So, this one's not bad. It is not one of ours. It is a wooden one, but in contrast to the one that we had earlier, there is a bit of shape to this. Now, you're quite right. The surface area does play a role. The bigger the surface area, the better the hanger. I mean, that's the general rule. Okay. You can also see that the shape on the ends is quite good. This is going to provide support for the shoulders, right? So imagine there's a lot of canvassing, you know, on the front panel. There's a lot of, you know, structure around the top of the shoulders. What you want is sufficient shape, sufficient support for those areas. And this hanger does that okay. So this one, you know, if I was to give it a rating, 6.5, 7 out of 10.
All right.
So I'll show you the next level. So these are Nakata AUTO5. So again, if the camera can see it, it's got a nice grain finish. That's because the wood is hand stained, right? This is actually used by about 75% of Savile Row firms at the moment. Here's another look at the hanger from the top down. As you can see, in contrast to before, it's got more of a curve here, and it's just emulating human curvature. So it's going to really provide support for your coats. Now, the second thing about these hangers is look at the trouser bar. It's pneumatically punched in, it doesn't come off. Some are screwed in, they will come off with time. The trouser bar is also market leading. To use a bit of jargon, it's, you know, I've measured the darn thing, it's 1.5 centimeters in diameter, and that's the thickest you can get. So what happens is you want to put a trousers over it. You minimize the risk of having an unwanted crease on it. It's also felted, so it's not going to slip right off. Now these ones, they come in a few different sizes. It's just to match someone's body shape. So, you know, people come in all sorts of different sizes.
This is not the 10 out of 10 hanger.
Ooh, yes.
Let's see the 10 out of 10.
All right, okay. Here you go. have a look at this, all right? So if you look very closely, Nick, that's not printed on, that's hand painted on. So someone painstakingly hand painted that stroke by stroke. This is a German street hanger. It's a bit of a homage to the area that we're in. We've got a few other limited editions, Savile Row limited edition. We've got a few homage to Mount Fuji. But this one, it is 10 out of 10, partly for function, but partly also for craftsmanship and artistry. So this one's roughly, I think, $1,700 US. But that's because it's been hand painted by hand, and secondly, I didn't mention this before, but it's hand carved from a single block of wood. So imagine starting with a large material, then subtractively taking material off such that it resembles this shape. So this is very much a piece of art. It is a hanger. You can use it as a hanger. Do people use it as hangers? Absolutely.
If you're strictly concerned with taking the best possible care of your suit jacket, then you can tap out here. But if you really want the finest that man can produce, and there's every reason to want a work of art, right here, you can get it from Arterton London. And otherwise, I've learned a ton during the filming, and I'm gonna try and be a little bit nicer to my clothes, and I think my clothes will last longer for it. I'm not gonna have any of these annoying little fades on my shirts anymore. That's great. Oh, Arterton is in the description below if you want to check out their products and everything else. They're amazing. And come by German Street in London if you want to see Mr. Wong himself.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.